The East, he's the first Japanese-born position player to play at the AAA level, spending time with the Ottawa Lynx. He registered a .619 slugging percentage, .541 on-base percentage, .397 average, DH Eugene Nere. He hit .348 with 5 home runs and 30 RBI. Last night he won the Home Run Derby. You may recall him as the player who knocked in Sid Bream.
Well, Eugene Nere, formerly of the Montreal Expos organization, played AAA with the Ottawa Lynx. Suffered an injury to his eyes after a collision. Really had to come back with that laser surgery, fixed the vision, went on to play in the Northern League. The first ever Japanese-born player to play in AAA. And here he is making an appearance as a member of the London Monarchs in the Eastern Conference, the Eastern Conference All-Star team. A couple of pitches to Nere, both strikes.
Yeah, just painting the outside corner. Now he's ahead 0-2, and Nere hasn't even seen any other of his pitches yet. He's in a real hole right here.
Well, we know how disciplined he is. We'll see if he can get out of the hole. Pitch to Nere, low and away, and the count moves to 1-2. Tommy, we've talked about this guy all year long, about his patience at the plate and his ability to pick his pitches even when behind in the count.
He is very disciplined. He had the biggest trouble with the home run hitting contest yesterday because it was getting him out of his zone.
There's a weak swing. Play over to Gomez at third. Big throw across the diamond to retire the side. So Shad Williams.
Well, he's got to stab at that. You got to make it or it goes by you. You can't block it or you got to catch it. So he's got to sweep for the pick, and he did it.
Outside.
Nice job by Iglesias as Eugene Nere steps in for the second time in the ball game. Grounded out to third his first time up. He's the DH for the Eastern Conference, facing Rogers.
Ball.
Sam, you're always in the towns a day or two before I get there. Have you met a nicer guy than Eugene Nere this year?
Oh, he's fantastic, I tell you what. He was pretty much out of character yesterday in that home run contest. Big shot. This one finds its way into center field, so Nere is on with the base hit, but he's such a nice guy, as you mentioned, had a pretty good command of the English language, and a little out of character, hitting in that home run derby yesterday and kind of flexing his muscles and really just having a great time with it. Reading an article in the paper this morning about what's next for Nere, and here's a guy who's just remained positive throughout this whole thing, a guy who's come back from injury, played in AAA, just loves the game of baseball, and good to see Eugene Nere being successful in at least the first half of this season, as he has a couple of words with Iglesias, a couple of veterans here in this Canadian Baseball League.
No, he could play on my team anytime, and he is really quick. I would say him and Rich Butler had the two. Good, he fouled it out so I can finish this. Ball all the way, he made the right play. You know, the first baseman, Iglesias, says, hey, let me flash my leather a little bit here. There's scouts are watching us on both sides of the field, you know. Look at this guy making quick work of the inning or what. This Perez is a real tough guy to face. He comes at you hard and heavy, big, hard fastball, power pitcher delivery.
Eugene Nere steps in for the third time in the night, 1 for 2, single and scored back in that 5-run fourth for the Eastern Conference. And I'll tell you what, Tommy, if you're Jorge Perez, you hope the scouts aren't hungry, because if they got up to get a hot dog, they might miss what's going on here this inning. Big swing from Nere.
I don't think he's thrown a ball yet. What he did to Nere looked like he did in that home run contest yesterday. He was expecting the fastball, but got the changeup.
The 0-1.
Ball. Down.
This is just a little low. Ian Lamplugh giving that explanation for us. And I tell you what, with that delivery, that ball's really got a late tail to it, Tommy. Perez concentrating, takes a little hop. And this is a great battle between two veteran players, as Nere was fooled on that pitch 1 and 2. You don't see that too often.
No, and sometimes when you're a smart guy like Nere is, you can overthink, and now it'll really be a challenge to see if he gets back into his zone and his disciplined swing, or if he's going to be thinking what pitch is coming.
Here comes the 1-2. Nere sitting back a little bit this time, fouls it off left side. But you know what, Tommy? Nere had a very similar at-bat just an inning ago when he fell behind 1-2. Battled back to get the count in his favor at 2-2. Then drove a single to right field, and that kicked off things with 2 outs for the Eastern Conference. A 5-run fourth to tie it up. As Nere swing and a miss, strike through. Strike 3, that is, as Alvarez tags him out to end the inning. Jorge Perez with work for the Western Conference.
Working your guy up and think about a bunt situation, but here it's an all-star game. The guys really don't want to come up bunting guys over and whatnot, so I think you'll probably see Nere hitting away. Also, he's the 3-hitter in the order, so why would you take the bat out of your 3-hitter? Then they might walk the 4-hitter, and suddenly, yeah, you got an out of it, but you've lost the 3 and 4 hitters out of your batting order.
So Elliot Ayala makes No bones about it. He comes up hacking, and that gives Eugene Nere a chance with a runner on to try and break this deadlock. Pitch from Tovar to Nere, misses away.
Now Ayala, we could turn this thing around, although it's kind of nice with the first baseman holding him on because it gives Nere a bigger hole to pop one through, but Ayala's a threat to run as well, and Tovar knows that.
Pelche will hold him on over at first base.
Boy, there's some intimidating pitchers in this league. Look at this guy, big, mean, and nasty.
Checks the runner Ayala at first and delivers ball 2 to Eugene Nere.
And the scary thing is he just learned a changeup this year, and he's thrown that into his arsenal and really become a complete pitcher.
Anytime you throw that fast, it makes a changeup that much more effective. Ayala with his lead at first. Tovar at the pitch, swung on by Eugene Nere. This one's hit into center field. Jamie Gann from the Kelowna Heat back to get it and makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
A lot of room out in that center field. There's a big real estate. And also in Calgary, we've got that double-deck fence, you know.